I've got Brewers fever.
Oh, snap.
I was checking during press conferences. I was checking the Gamecast on ESPN.
Yeah, we like that.
I sold an old air fryer that we were no longer using on Facebook Marketplace, delivered it to the fella whose daughter was starting at UWGB, so they needed an air fryer for her room, I guess. And
That
he was
can't
watching
be safe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are
Who has
there.
an air fryer
Not sure
in
I'm
their
interested
door?
in buying a
What?
used air fryer.
It's not a
either.
big. It's
I don't
not.
know if I
It's a
wanna buy
smaller
used air
one.
fryer.
It's like a
need
personal
that.
air fryer. Again, I'm not going to share details if you're just
by
going to
the
be
way-
Judgy McJudgerson over there.
Well, by the way, air fryers, I jumped on the air fryer bandwagon a while ago. Not worth the hype.
Oh,
messy.
No.
Yeah,
disagree.
it's just not. No, it's just not. You end up having
You're
it's
more of a
mess
smoker
than
guy.
it's worth. Yeah,
We use the
chewy
air
meat.
fryer for everything. We barely use our oven now. We use air fryer like all the time for everything.
Yeah, no,
Difference
air
of
fryers
opinion.
are overrated. No, they're overrated.
Oh, yeah,
Too
that's
much
why you should get
cleaning,
them used.
Not enough meaty. Yeah, that's what you should do.
So
Just wait a second. Yeah, I have. You have one of the staples of the 9 years we've been on this show. Going on 10.
yeah, 10
I'm not a fan. Oh, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Not
You just said you can't have fever if you're not a fan.
sure you can. You get
Can't.
caught up in the euphoria of a team that won 11 in a row,
Jesse?
now won 9 in a row.
Jesse?
I'm into the story. I'm following it closely.
No, that's not what you said.
Saw
You
the
got Brewers
walk-off
fever.
yesterday.
Can you have Brewers fever
Yeah.
and not be a fan, Jesse?
That's a tough line to walk. If anyone's
It's
going to
not.
walk it, it's going to be
It's
old
me.
Hedgie over
It's me.
here.
Yeah,
But
for sure. Exactly.
tough, like you can say they've piqued your interest. You can say you're officially
Yeah,
watching along
like I'm
every
intrigued.
game.
Well, I was
I
trying
got
to be
fever.
colorful.
That makes us feel
You
fanatical.
get the fever. That
And-
makes it sound pretty fanny.
And by the way, Jesse, why I'm calling BS on this?
Uh-oh.
Because I just said this. But Sarah and I are coming back. We had a great weekend in Chicago. It was an awesome weekend. We had
I
boat
heard you had a good
rides, and
weekend.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Nice
Got to watch
mention.
the Brewers. Got to watch the Packers. It was a nice weekend.
So we're driving back, and I'm not going to get into driving down there on Friday and the disaster Chicago traffic. I'm not going to do that. Nice, easy ride, and all of a sudden you get to the state of Wisconsin, and it's like Monsoon City. Chicago was gorgeous this weekend. Like 90 degrees and sunny. You would have never known if you didn't flip on something. You'd have never known there's flooding. But I turn on Sunday Karma when we get to about Janesville, and I'm listening, and Johnny Brewer's fever over here. Karmazin makes a thing with Strofe and with Kyle. Only positivity and only human services about what's going on around Brewers, AmFam Field, and flooding and all the other. Basically, it's either public service or positivity Brewers. And they say, well, Wilde's coming on. What are we going to do with him? And Craig said he can talk all the Brewers he wants, but he can't talk Packers. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Great. It's about 10:30, 10:35. And Karmazin comes back on and said, Jason he can't bring anything to the show, so he's taking the morning off. So Mr. Brewer's positivity fever guy can't bring 15 minutes of radio to Sunday Karma? I'm sorry, I have a hard time. There seems to be a disconnect, Jason. Tell me why I'm crazy.
If you do that, you're going to get your ass kicked.
So let's go behind the scenes here. I get a phone call from Craig Karmazin, founder, CEO, all-around great guy, Good Karma Brands. Before my segment is supposed to begin, he said, hey, we're not going to talk Packers at all. So if you want to come on, we're just going to talk Brewers. I said, well, but I'm the Packers guy, and they played a preseason game last night. And he said, well, we're going all Brewers, so if you want to take today off, we're just going to talk Brewers. Well, my insight is not into the Brewers.
Seems to go against our company content philosophy.
But your fandom.
I believe the
your
boss
fandom you can exude your fandom.
I believe the boss can do whatever he wants.
Second, I was taught.
No, it's not. So I come on and say, hey, this is great. The Brewers are winning. What is that?
Why is it great? Yeah. What are you excited about?
I'm not a Brewers expert.
Jason, their little shtick was awesome. They were talking about you explain why you love this Brewers team, and then they guessed who your favorite Brewer was. And the point is, everybody's got a different favorite Brewer because everybody's contributing at a different level. And it would have been a fun game for you as a pseudo Brewer, I guess not fan, a feverdom candidate of the Milwaukee Brewers.
He's sick. He's
got great fun.
Oh, I'm sick of something. The details
of
how
people
the show
calling you out on your BS. Am I right, Jesse?
It's not. No. The details of what the structure of the appearance would have been were not disclosed to me. It was just, hey, we're only going to talk Brewers.
It's always
I said
something with you.
the Packers played a preseason game. Then I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here.
Yeah, you do.
Oh boy, Strofe is going to take some tread.
No,
Strofe's taking tread.
Strofe then called me independently because he was gearing up to talk, take a break from the Brewers fandom and fever to discuss a putrid preseason performance.
Putrid.
But again, Strofe and I, hey, we're not in senior management, so we're gonna do what is decided by the people that have built this company to what it is. So we both stepped aside. He wanted to talk Packers. He kept going Brewers. I don't think I'm inaccurately depicting his position, but I was ready to talk about Matt LaFleur talking about getting their ass kicked and whether or not he was all theatrical about how upset he was. But if the discussion is going to be about the Brewers, who I have not been following closely other than knowing that they've now won 9 in a row, and yesterday, for the first time following the game cast, while DeMarcus Covington was answering questions, I didn't feel like I was going to bring a lot to the conversation. I was given the option, and so instead I chose to walk the dogs because we weren't going to talk about the team I cover.
You could have walked the dogs and done the show like you do with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Again,
so the couple things. You brought this up unannounced on what I thought we'd be jumping right into the Packers. So I guess there's a disconnect. But you would have had fun with their shtick. And Strofe just texted on the side here. He thinks he knows who your favorite Brewer is.
I think he's wrong.
I don't think he's right at all.
Who is your favorite?
You guys, there's no way you guys don't know, given my love of stories, who the hell my favorite Brewer is on this team. There's no way you guys, it's like you don't even know me anymore.
No, I don't know. I don't. You're never a fan, and all of a sudden you got fever.
Got the fever.
How am I supposed to know who you are? I didn't know you're Johnny go to minor league baseball games 3 days a week either till Friday. So I don't know any of this, Jason. What do you mean I know you? 2 days now, I don't know anything about you.
Brandon Woodruff's got to be.
Jesse?
It's got to be Woody.
Think you can know? Do you think you know his guy?
Big Woo coming back from an injury after 2 years, contributing on a team that's the best record in baseball. Brandon Woodruff's my pick. He's the Jordy Nelson of the bunch.
You think? I don't know.
Nope.
It's not it?
It's not it.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint.
Yelich?
No,
I've done a couple things with Yelly. We like him, but no, not him.
You're
either.
an Associated Bank, couple Associated Bank guys. Yep.
Yeah. Nope, not him either. Think someone who has been a member of the team for less of a tenure.
Brandon Lockridge.
I don't know who that is.
Locky.
I got the fever.
You should. The team hasn't lost since he showed up.
I'm going to give you one last chance. No relation, but the Brewers had an outfielder with the same last name, and the Cleveland Indians closer also had the same last name back when he was shutting down Pete Vukovich. Yeah.
Serrano.
Yeah, you got it. Nailed it. Andrew Vaughn.
Harris.
Andrew Vaughn. Love the story of what he has done.
Big Vaughn guy. All right.
Upon arrival.
I would have never guessed that. He would have been like
He
the
was
eighth
on
guy.
the short list.
He'd have been like the 8th guy.
Yeah.
So I found out I did a little thing last week, and I found out, oh boy, the hero from yesterday
Isaac
played
Collins.
football. Collins. I just said that. Played football with Brad Davidson in high school.
Wow.
Did you know that?
That is fun.
Oh boy,
I don't know
that
who
told me
Brad
that.
Davidson is. I know who Brad Davison is, though.
I've heard it both ways.
Oh, but you never correct me. Oh, this is what's so irritating about you.
I have.
So he also said,
Take it easy. He's got the fever.
Wait, because I've been on point. He said, don't tell this on air. He's an avid fan of the show. And I said, I forgot to do it on Friday.
Isaac Collins is?
No, old boy that told me that Collins has played ball with Davison football.
Okay.
And obviously, remember Brad Davis. I don't know if you heard this.
He was a quarterback.
So that's a fun little. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but that was the story that this guy told me.
So wait a minute.
So
he
is my favorite brewer.
You add to that nice little tidbit, which has now made him your favorite brewer. You don't know if this is accurate or not.
Everything should be fact checked twice, Jason, not once. As a big J guy
So
yourself,
how much fact check? Did you fact check that at least
didn't do
even
any.
once?
No, but I figured our 565 and Jesse and the crew will analyze it. I think there's been stories about it out there.
Even a small attempt at fact-checking has confirmed both Isaac Collins and Brad Davison attended Maple Grove High School in Minnesota.
From the Milwaukee
guys should've won
Journal-Sentinel 4 days ago, ex-UW star Brad Davison in awe of high school teammate Isaac Collins.
Well, there you go. That's my favorite brewer. Jesse, did you say yours already?
The Miz.
You're such a Johnny Come
That sounds about right.
The Miz mania. I sucked in. I got the fever a long time ago. Pat Murphy also. Can I count Pat Murphy?
He ain't counting you. I know that.
We're all fans of Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. She is our favorite when it comes to windows.
No doubt for long-lasting comfort and reliability, it is easy to trust Pella, each piece specifically constructed for your home and always designed with innovation, rigorously tested for quality and performance, and built to create long-term energy savings. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, you get 0 interest for up to 60 months. That's 5 years of no interest payments. So don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
The Packers debacle of
Temp still high, or are you coming down a little bit? That fever still burning?
6:40 tonight. First pitch. Pirates. Yar.
I should start the game at 6:20. What do you think?
They did that one year. A couple of years.
That's fun.
They did Monday games at 6:20 for 620 WTMJ.
Love it.
Jeff Levering is scheduled to appear at 10:30.
Levo! What a call yesterday by Levo, huh? Yeah.
I saw Brian
NBA.
Anderson's because I saw it on television in my office.
He got crackly. BA, I saw him on Awful Announce. He got crackly. That's when you know the excitement is peaked. For my guy.
Sounds
Collins.
like he's got the fever.
Yeah. He has fever. Indeed.
We're all sick of something. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ready to escape to a resort that has it all? The Island Resort and Casino is your total thrill getaway, where championship golf, a luxury spa, world-class gaming, and epic entertainment come together. Tee it up at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Unwind at the Drift Spa. Dine, play, win, repeat. Go all in on an unforgettable getaway. Book your total experience today at islandresortandcasino.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
If you are experiencing symptoms of Brewers fever and your doctor decides to question whether or not you have it,
it's pretty contagious, though.
Not what we question.
First pitch is at 6:40 this evening on 100.5 ESPN Madison, and of course the flagship 620 WTMJ in Milwaukee. But the Green Bay Packers, which is the football program that we spend the most time on here, opened preseason play. Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. 30-10. McCole Hardman, not good.
Yeah.
Did you see the play where Isaiah Simmons, who I will admit I have been part of the hype train for him,
I have not been.
Did not handle Andrew Beck out of the backfield, and he had like a 24-yard catch and run. The Packers managed 64 net passing yards among their 4 quarterbacks. Jordan Love took a sack that was a little dangerous by his own admission.
Monk, not
Jacob
great.
Monk with 3 holding penalties and a sack.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sean Ryan.
Elton Jenkins should be saying,
should hold
my
out
back
again.
ain't going to be no better. Time for a little bread. Because that was a tough day for that was not a great day.
It was not. And Matt LaFleur, well, let's just say he was less than pleased at the way things had played out. Here he is telling us as he walks into the room how bad things were.
Too many penalties, drops, missed tackles, bad decision making, and it really showed up in every phase of football. And if you do that, you're going to get your ass kicked, and that's exactly what happened.
So, and we'll play the other clip later. And then
Jason, so this morning on Wisconsin's Morning News, we played that clip, and the first thing I thought of was like, well, other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? That's
Shut
legit.
up. Did you really?
Yeah.
So I use that same line in the newsletter that is distributed every day, which I'm sure you've subscribed to.
The newsletter?
From Channel 3000.
I think it's similar to our YouTube. I subscribe, but I don't get anything. I'm not sure how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does happen. Yeah, I had the same thought. And here's the thing. Yesterday, I don't know if we have this clip, but yesterday, I asked him what he liked about the game after he went into another, full press conference about how many things went poorly. And he said, I like that it was the preseason, and we got
That's
a
a
lot
good
to
quote.
teach off of.
Yeah, I like that. I like that quote. So here's the deal. I think for as much as we have Brewers fever, I think from a Packers standpoint, they should be excited that the Brewers are playing well. A, because it's a team in the state and all this, but it's deflecting a little bit. Do you think that there is a coach? Now, I am not one to panic about preseason football. I think what it really shows you is your depth and how good the bottom part of your roster is. I think that's more important than all of the other stuff.
Okay.
But I would venture to say, if you polled, you know how Fowler does those polls of the front office and coaches after 32 weeks, or after the game, the 32 teams, Matt LaFleur, I would probably say, would be the most disappointed in what he put out there on Saturday night. Because there wasn't a ton. There's individual performances that we'll talk about that I think you can say, all right, well, there's some interesting things that happened. But from a mentality, coaches want to see what they preach show up on film. That's what they want to see. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be aggressive. It needs to be downhill, and you want to see mistake-free. That's what you're looking for. He didn't get any of that. And that's why he gave the little diatribe that he did. It's why he mentioned yesterday about just being preseason football. There was not a ton to take away from a mentality standpoint about what that was. Now, the great thing is it's preseason 1. You get a joint scrimmage that you get to get some work in down in Indy, and you get to play in another game that will flush this, because I can promise you go out and play well in Indy this week. It won't be forgotten, but it'll be in the distant rearview mirror of what this season's going to look like. So not an ideal start. Obviously, just it looked sloppy, and I keep coming to that term sloppy because that pounded into my head how they finished last season. And typically you want to wipe that, and that just, even though it's 7 months ago or whatever it is, you don't want that lingering that this is where you're at from as a football operation, and I bet that's what probably irritates Matt LaFleur the most.
Well, he was clearly riled up, and let me clarify something here. I am not saying that he didn't have reason to be pissed.
Oh boy, yeah.
What are you, oh boy?
It's been a real tricky. It's been a real tricky conundrum that this show has gotten into. But I'm not saying. But what are you saying?
It's gonna be a
you know
long
what I mean?
day. I want to play because it felt to me like yes, plenty of issues, drop passes. McCole Hardman, what are you doing back there? Jacob Monk, Sean Ryan had a bad night.
Yeah, he had a rough day.
So let me be clear when I say there was a lot to be pissed about. I'm not debating that. But you don't have Reed, Wicks, or Watson at the top of your wide receiver depth chart. By the way, I thought for the 12 snaps he played, I thought Matthew Golden took another step toward being a dude.
He was good.
Right? I thought Bo Melton, who didn't get targeted much, looked like a corner. Not saying he looked like Darrelle Revis, but he looked the part. I thought Jordan Morgan played pretty well.
Strong. Yeah, he did a nice job.
So my point that I was trying to
like Belton. I also thought Belton played pretty well.
Yeah. Physical.
The big dude.
Not small.
Big dude.
Yeah, very big dude. But so I tried.
I'm going to make a prediction before you finish your
Sure,
I'm going to predict we're going to see some U71 package this year with the big fella.
With number 71. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. All right.
What is your deal today?
I'm having fun. I can't have fun?
Got a good weekend.
Ahead.
He's got fever.
Hey, I'll sit here and pout and mope with you if you want. Sure.
It's just a weird vibe today. I just don't. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
This is what it's like when you have Brewers fever.
Apparently, this is one of the symptoms. So I basically said, all right, I think I literally said pissed in the question. Like, I get that he's pissed. But, like, it felt a little over the top to the point where I wondered if maybe he was kind of ginning it up a little bit extra to get the guys on notice kind of a thing. Because I know it was bad. There's no debating it was bad. But I was looking for some perspective from him. And here is how he viewed that question. So when it comes to preseason, I understand you're pissed, and I get it. How do you keep it in perspective that, you're playing without three of your top wide receivers?
Yeah, bottom line, though, you just don't want to put bad football out there. And so whether it's preseason or not, it's a little disappointed, I would say. So we got the thing about it is you got to have the urgency to fix it, and it's got to get fixed fast because, the regular season is going to be here in no time.
Do you remember last preseason? What do you remember from last preseason?
I don't.
The Wicks touchdown.
I remember Jordan Love didn't play a ton, and I didn't realize there's only 3 snaps.
We were at the Ravens. It was super hot, noon start, and we left after the start of the third quarter. We got a new phone for Becca. She went to the phone store before the game was over.
Boy, this is fascinating insight. Where did you get lunch when you left? What the hell are you doing?
That's what I remember.
So we got
preseason last year.
Jesse,
got a new phone, and we grabbed a great sandwich on the drive back.
Jesse, thank you. You proved my point. Do you remember? Not even what the score was or what happened in the second week of the preseason last year. Do you remember who the Packers played?
Week 2.
No.
Browns.
No.
Ravens.
They always play the Colts. It feels like Chiefs, maybe.
They played the Denver Broncos.
Oh yeah, the two
in
game.
Golden, Colorado.
Yeah,
and they lost 27-2. The 2 points they scored were on a safety. That feels like
nice. If
that happened in a game that counted, you would remember, right?
Yes.
You would remember 27-2, and all they scored was a safety. But
Jason,
none of us remembered that. None of us.
We did not. Was this the Bishop's charity game? Because was this the Bishop's charity, or is next one the Bishop's charity?
They seemed very charitable. There is no such thing anymore. We have done away with that.
They retired that?
They call it Packers Give Back now. They've.
I always
the guys
appreciated
with the little fez on their head. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're gone.
Yeah,
No.
I always
the
thought
really
we
bad
played harder.
Bucky knockoffs and all the different cartoon characters.
Well, I don't have
like
that hard
kind of
nose
the
to handle.
low quality furry ensembles. Yeah, those were quality
Hey,
days.
don't
I
you
love
be,
those
stop disparaging the Bishop's Charity's costumes. I'll say we always played harder when it was Bishop's Charity night.
Yeah, what?
No, I think we did.
You're
It
making
just seemed like
that
it was a
up.
we felt like it was a bigger deal. So, to your point on the 27-2, it really isn't about the score. And I think the word
they played like crap too, though.
I'm talking this game right now. Last year,
both games
urgency is the term that I think is the most important. When he said that, it was because preseason is getting more and more difficult to keep your guys. The iron sharpens iron. Why I liked when you announced that they're going to play a little bit and that you have to get ready mentally to be out there and play, because there is no replacing being out there and playing. And they're going to replace it this week, it sounds like, with that inter-squad game or the joint practice. Great. You're going to get all these conditions and the quarterback can't get hit. I understand all of that. That's great. But there is something, and there are some residuals. Even though people could say, and I saw this on Twitter a bunch, the Lions were 4-0 and they went 0-16 one season. Yeah, that's all true. It ain't about that. It's about how you feel, your vibe. And it's early in the preseason yet. You still have 2 weeks and some time to prep for the Lions game. Certainly you're going to hope that you feel better about where you're at. But Saturday night, you always want to advance something forward when you're doing a preseason. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Nobody cares. One of the quotes was, the score doesn't matter, but how you feel about the game afterwards. That part does. Nobody, I think, feels good about, from a team standpoint or from a position standpoint, other than the punter and maybe the kicker. Does anybody feel good about what they put out on film? So now the question is, you wipe this? Absolutely. You need this. It just puts more urgency on this week's work for you to start feeling a little bit better about where you're at as a football team. Because if you have another game and practice session like we just saw, all of a sudden then you start wondering, is this who we are? And you don't want to have those thoughts creep into your head if that's where you're at.
Yeah, I agree that it's not about the score. My point of bringing up Denver was they didn't put anything good out there either, right? They did nothing well in that game either. They go 3 and out offensively with the ones with at least one drop, depending on how you score things, right? I mean, Sauce Gardner's a good corner. You would like Romeo to catch one of those balls. He had not a great night either. But again, my question is, I don't know how to put it in perspective. And if you listen to, I asked the same question of Jordan. Maybe we can get that for later, because I thought Jordan took a more sensible tack of, we're really not happy with the way we played, but I'm not going to make any lasting judgments based on one preseason game, which I thought was the way to look at it.
Do you feel like LaFleur did make lasting judgments, or is it just he's pissed
I think
because
his
team wasn't ready to play?
I think the point that you have made in your critiques of him showed again. I thought he was a little emotional. Like, I thought it was a little over the top. Like, again, I'm not saying he should. Please don't misunderstand me. They played like garbage. They deserve to be criticized. The coach has every right to be pissed. I talked to Tucker Kraft about it. He said the same thing. And I trust Tucker Kraft's judgment. And he was like, look, he had every right to be pissed at us. That was terrible. So I'm not saying that the emotion, it just felt like it was a little lack of perspective-y. So I want you to hear what Jordan Love said. We'll play that next because I liked, again, Matt LaFleur challenged him to be a better leader, and sometimes that's maybe going against your coach a little bit publicly and having your guys back and saying, look, yeah, we played poorly. We deserve to be criticized. We should have been better, but we weren't. But let's keep this in perspective. We'll hear from him coming up. You can take it to the bank that game did not count. Doesn't matter. If they would have won 30-10, still doesn't count. And maybe they're better off with the way they played because now they're going to have a week of urgency going into Indianapolis for that joint practice on Thursday. Your urgency should be, if you're at a bank that you don't like and you just inertia is keeping you there, make the switch like Paula and I did to Associated Bank. Best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it, whether it's early pay with your direct deposits, whether it's your credit monitoring to make sure that you can make those purchases you want to make, whether it's fraud protection, which I experienced when my information was out there, not because of this show. They've got your back. And on top of that, they've got Packers checking, Brewers checking, and Badgers checking so you can support your favorite team. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. We'll hear from Jordan Love, and then we'll try to put how god-awful the Packers were in the opener, which they absolutely were, into perspective. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now for an electrifying IndyCar weekend at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250, August 23rd and 24th at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Siding Unlimited is your local family-owned and operated resource for remodeling your home. We specialize in replacing windows, siding, roofing, doors, and decks. I say specialize because that is who we send to your home. Our team is built around the experts in all fields. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Waukesha.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey teachers, we know you work hard to inspire future generations, so IKEA wants to say thank you and share some inspiration with you. From August 1st through the 17th, your local IKEA stores are offering all teachers and educators an exclusive 15% off your entire purchase during IKEA's Teacher Appreciation Days. Whether you're revamping your classroom, organizing your office, or rewarding yourself with a cozy new space to unwind at home, IKEA has got your back. So, stop by your local Oak Creek IKEA, fill up that cart, and then show your staff ID at the register to enjoy our special thanks and 15% off.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Before we hear from Jordan Love, I think we should take some calls on this.
I agree. It's Monday.
We do take calls on Monday generally. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Now.
Hey, J-Dub, did you expect this? Did you expect it to look like this Saturday?
No, not to the degree that it did.
But you thought it might be sloppy?
Look, their offense has not looked great in camp. I mean, Wicks has barely practiced. Reed's been in and out. Watson's not playing. They've got, and Romeo's had some really good moments, and Matthew Golden. I'm sorry?
Some have said gushing. He's had some gushing.
Some have gushed, yeah. Matthew Golden's looked good. You know, Luke Musgrave hasn't looked much different. Tucker Kraft is Tucker Kraft, but like, I don't think he's had like a, oh my God, he's turned into Tony Gonzalez type camp. So, you know, Jordan I think has been more accurate and he's moved better, but he threw a ball into the chest of Tyron Hopper one day. Like, he hasn't been perfect either. So I wasn't overly surprised. They only played 2 series. The first 2 first downs they got were courtesy of penalties. They were 1 of 10 on third down overall as a team all game long.
That ain't good.
So no, I didn't think they were going to come out there like gangbusters, but I thought they'd be better than they were. You know, Josh Jacobs didn't even touch the ball. He played, I guess, 2 snaps technically. Yeah, so am I, but again, he's kind of the engine that makes your offense go, and if you don't make him part of the game plan, maybe your offense isn't going to look good in a preseason game. So so my question for our fans, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and text line is, look, I don't want you to judge my opinion on this. What I want to know is, how did it make you feel? Shrug, no big deal. Yeah, I would have liked them not to suck as a Packers fan, but I'm not really worried, or I'm concerned. This has been enough to make me concerned. Because Matt LaFleur, it felt to me like it was a little bit more than it needed to be, reaction-wise. I don't want to say an overreaction, but a mildly overreaction.
Well, let me ask you this. Where do you think his concern level is? Because Jordan Love, I think, handled, and we'll hear that later in the show, his quotes,
Actually, we're going to hear it right now.
Is how I would handle it as a player. It's like not that big a deal. Coaches have to toe a little bit different line as far as the urgency. Where do you think his concern...
I don't think he's as worried as he seemed. I think he wanted them... Again, the word of the year is urgency, right? Goody said it 5 days after the game that they lost in Philly. I think his reaction was, I think he was authentically pissed. But I think he ratcheted it up slightly because he wants them to really feel that urgency. That's what I think. That is my dime store psychology diagnosis. I'm not a psychologist, but that's my read.
I think that's fair. I do think when you focus on something and you hear that message over and over, I don't know if they've slapped the blood ball urgency posters up on the wall, but it has been very crystal clear that that word is what the front office feels like needs to ramp up. That, and Matt LaFleur is in charge of that. Yeah. So Matt LaFleur, when that falls flat, my hunch would be he's looking at it and saying, this is not good. This isn't the urgency, any way, shape, or form that we need to be the kind of football team we want to be.
So I want you to hear what Jordan Love said, and then we'll take calls, okay? Because I don't have an agenda. My job is to figure out what the reality is and try and share that insight with our listeners and my readers and those who subscribe to that wonderful newsletter in which it had the reference, other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? So I asked Jordan Love at the end of his time with us after the game to put it in perspective for me. Let's listen to how that went.
So, Jordan, I get you don't want to play poorly as an offense, right? Tonight was not good enough. I get that. But you got Christian on PUP. You got Dontavion with his calf. You got Jaden in a boot. I mean, can you put in perspective, okay, you're not happy with what you did, but let's not act like it's the end of the world either. Matt was pretty upset, though. So where do you fall on this whole thing?
Yeah, I think for starters, it's never fun losing a game like that, where it just feels like nothing's really going your way and we're not really making any big-time plays. So that's the tough part. But, it's preseason. Like you said, we got guys banged up left and right. So there's areas that we're going to look at and definitely want to clean up going forward. And there's a lot from just pre-snap penalties, post-snap penalties, and just execution as an offense. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to clean up. But, I'm not going to rush to any judgment on a preseason game. I think that's what it's there for. It's there to go out there. We've been going against our defense for so long to be able to see some new looks and see what it's like to go out there and execute. And sometimes you'll go have a great game. I remember the Bengals game, preseason game a couple years ago. We put up a lot of points and a lot of yards. So there's instances where it's high and there's instances where it's low. So I think there's just a lot of areas to clean up from an offensive perspective. But it's good tape to go learn from, grow from. But it's week one of preseason, so we're not going to rush to any conclusions.
Tausch, your thoughts?
It's the exact way a leader should. There's not poo-pooing it completely.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to panic. We would have liked to have went out there and performed at a better level. But it's the preseason. We're going to get it right. We're going to fix it. And, again, the big thing with this, I would venture to say, when we're doing the show next year, if the same thing happens, we will probably remember that they stunk in that first game. But if they don't, this is such a nothing burger in the grand scheme, unless it is.
Right.
And how you snuff this out is by going out and having a really clean performance in your practice. I would love for whoever goes down. I know you're not going to Indy, but Domofsky, whoever goes down there,
he's not going either.
I would love for it to. All right, whoever goes, I would love for it to be, man, the offense looks sharp, picking up first downs, they're scoring touchdowns in the red zone. That's what you want to hear and see in the reaction to a performance like that, because it doesn't matter what team it is. It could be the Chiefs, it could be whoever. You're going to have performances that aren't up to your standard. Saturday night was not. And the fact that everybody acknowledges that, and now that's done. What is next? And I think Jordan, and I'm sure that offense is going to have some conversations saying that ain't good enough. We need to get our urgency level picked up.
Well, I know Bill Huber is going, so maybe we'll get Bill on the horn while he's down there and see if he can give us some play-by-play from practice. They do have a practice today. It is closed to fans, so I don't want to rock the boat.
Not like they have anything to hide based on what we're telling
It'll be open tomorrow. By the way, I've been medically cleared to return to practice tomorrow, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, this is the fastest turf heel of all time.
Well, I've been shamed. I've been shamed by my teammates. I've been shamed by my teammates for trying to get healthy. You know, especially for a savvy veteran like you. I mean, you would think that you'd understand that in training camp you don't want to push it quite too hard. But it's closed to fans today, so I'm not supposed to.
A grinder, though.
I am a grinder. I am.
And I didn't know you were a Cliffy. I didn't know that was where you.
I would have thought
you've gotten older. I get it.
I would have thought that with my reputation that would have been enough to prevent you from riding me as hard as you have about this toe. But it is great. By the way,
I'll be honest with you. I laid off. I wasn't as hard as I'd like to be.
So, by the way, quick story, and then we need to take a break. You need to tell us about Tito's so we can get to calls, because I know Kevin in Illinois has already called. Pat, who is the superintendent at the Bull, had memories of the Tausch Trifecta Foundation events that we had there. And I don't know Pat from Adam. And I walk in to the media room, and he's working the game, introduced me to his son, Drew, who's a huge fan of the show as well. And I've never spoken to him before, not once. And he says, Jason, how's the toe? Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. That's a good way to prove that you've been listening to the show, because that's the only place I've been mentioning it. It was nice of him to be concerned. I'm excited to be back out there on the sideline.
A little under the weather there, Jason?
If you want to forget about a bad playoff or bad preseason performance, have yourself a Tito's. It's a good way to forget about it.
Did Pat bring up the fact that he wants you to come out to the Bowl and try to break 200?
He did. He did.
What did you say? What did you say?
I said, last time I played your course, I lost 16 balls and Will Whitaker lost 15. I don't really like my chances.
Well, I know this. We had a lot of Tito's that day, and I know this last weekend. Beautiful, nice summer day out on Lake Michigan. You know what was awesome? Tito's and everything. We started the day, Tito's and a little Bloody Mary. Then I went Tito's and Gatorade, and I finished, you know what it is, the transfusion with a little grape juice and Tito's. And the beautiful part is Tito's goes great with everything. It is my go-to. Made in Austin, Texas, the first legal distillery in the state. Tito's is distilled 6 times, and it gives you that clean, smooth finish, and it is naturally gluten-free. And as I just told you, it mixes with everything. That spicy Bloody Mary, boom. You can go classic, vodka tonic. Doesn't matter what it is, Tito's is there for you. Tito's gives back in a big way as well. Partnered with nonprofits and doing real good out in the community across this great country, especially for our 4-legged friends. So next time you're raising a glass, make it with a Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled by 5th Generation, Austin, Texas. Savor that Tito's responsibly.
844-770-3776. Your call's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The hottest takes.
The most electric storyline in Major League Baseball is Jacob Mizorowski.
Without pumping the brakes.
No offense to Ranger Suarez, but he's not throwing 103 with 97-mile-per-hour sliders. That is fun. That is engaging. That is different. He is a unicorn.
Kyle Brust and Norkman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ready to escape to a resort that has it all? The Island Resort and Casino is your total thrill getaway, where championship golf, a luxury spa, world-class gaming, and epic entertainment come together. Tee it up at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Unwind at the Drift Spa. Dine, play, win, repeat. Go all in on an unforgettable getaway. Book your total experience today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor courts and unlimited pickleball play. Leagues, clinics, tournaments, all included. The first tier of founder memberships is sold out, but you can still grab a great deal. $99 a month or $1,049 for a year. Only through the grand opening on August 23rd, with free open play, raffle prizes, and welcome gifts for the first 50 people. Go to pickler.com, hit the Menominee Falls page, and we'll see you on the court.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Certainly not the prettiest of nights in the Packers preseason opener at Lambeau Field on Saturday. A 30-10 loss to the New York Jets. Head coach Matt LaFleur postgame put it about as well as anybody can.
Too many penalties, drops, missed tackles, bad decision making, and it really showed up in every phase of football. And if you do that, you're going to get your ass kicked, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, the Packers' second opportunity comes Saturday in Indianapolis against the Colts. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Need a mortgage? Don't look far. In your backyard is where we are. Visit a Tri-City near you. Get a great rate from your hometown crew. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best racers since 1955. Camp on site all weekend, free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. GT World Challenge America is up next August 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
He's got a Chevrolet that don't always run and the radio never turns down. He's got a pedigree that's no good for nothing, no commas in his bank account.
844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talkin text line, so you can call and talk or text, and we'll read it, and then we'll talk about it. Let's get to a quick call to start, and then we'll get to the 10 o'clock hour. Again, 844-770-3776. Let's go to Kevin in Illinois. Kevin, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. I hope your Cubs fans are enjoying the baseball season.
Yeah, right. So real quick, Mark, you know, when you guys were consistently a playoff team every year, you know, and I, you know, Jason, I know you've been at camp and seen stuff. I mean, did Matt see something different during camp that didn't translate to that game? And, you know, everybody's saying, well, it's preseason, relax, it's preseason. Well, you know what? It was preseason for the Jets, too. You know, so I don't know if it was a combination of them being, you know, further along in their camp or, you know, the Packers just, you know, played that bad. But, I mean, every year, Mark, that you went into the season, did it ever look that bad in the first preseason game?
I don't know if it was that bad. Trust me, there were some preseason games where we came out of it and we weren't happy. I don't know to that degree, but we also played more. So we would get a chance. Like, if we had 2 bad series, they'd throw us out there for a third because you wanted your guys to feel confident about what was going on, and you wanted to have some positivity moving into the next week. This was as sloppy as we've seen a preseason game. Jason, what did you say, 64 yards of passing? Was that for the game?
Mm-hmm.
That's for the game?
Total.
Yeah, that sucks. That I don't care where you're at. And I know, Aaron Glenn has got a new a new staff, and everybody's more. Do I think that they came into this game with more urgency? That was abundantly clear. With more physicality and with that, I think is probably the part that Matt LaFleur is the most irritated about, is that they came in with more of an edge, more urgency. But yeah, that was as putrid of an offensive performance as I think you could ask for. And the Jets defense, I'm sure they're good, but that was choppy, and I don't recall anything being that bad. No.
Yeah, and then one more thing is, this is a playoff team. I mean, the last 2 years, I just don't see it progressing from year to year. They went into Dallas and ran them right out of the gym and played it tough till the end in their next game when they lost. But I don't see that anymore. I feel like that they've taken a step back, or they're too complacent. And the old thing too is, on Sunday, on Friday night when the lights go on, I'll ratchet it up. It should be ratcheted up all the time. If you're a playoff team, the level should be that high all the time, and that's just going to make everybody under you a lot better. Thanks for the call, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Kevin. Do I think that Matt LaFleur was expecting them to struggle as much as they did offensively? No. That's one of the reasons why he was as pissed as he was. At the same time, I don't think I don't know if I saw enough symptoms to say, I saw this coming completely. But they have not been starting Ray Nitschke Field's grass on fire. So, again, let's see what they do today or tomorrow. They're going to have a heavy practice tomorrow, I would think, because then they're off Wednesday to travel to Indy, and then they've got the Thursday joint practice with the Colts. Like, Tausch, you would say this: it's a critical week for practice. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to show that the crappy things you did, you're fixing. Isn't that the biggest priority?
Yes. I think this is one of those weeks that you want to put all of that other stuff in the rearview mirror, and you want to move forward with understanding what we just did wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to validate that by having another clunker. Because then all of a sudden, it's not just a one-off. It's is this all we got?
Mm-hmm.
And it is preseason, and I know that that most likely these guys aren't going to play in the actual game, but that joint practice and all of the situations that they're in, you want to start seeing some things look different. And that bouncing back and being able to do that, I think, is really important, not only for the players and the psyche of that, but also just the entire operation, because players want to have a lot of individual success, but they want to see that what the coaches and what everybody is putting out there is giving you that chance to have the team success too. Mm-hmm. And it's not as if guys are going to jump off the bandwagon, but there will be some you have a preseason. If you put up 3 games like you just did, there'll be a lot of question marks. That's not the way you want to go in to a regular season game against the team that has beaten you up and has taken the North back from you. So you got to start seeing some things moving in the right direction.
All right, we'll get to a few of your text messages. Again, 844-770-3776 is the Carbless Talkin text line. That's one call to make. The other call is to Gruber Law Offices if you've been injured in an accident. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website, gruber-law.com. Find out more about the firm, about all the great lawyers they have on their team, all the things David does in our community. I just saw a piece on the news about him at the state fair before the flooding occurred, at the Milk House. It was great. So involved in our communities, but more importantly, they win your cases, and you don't pay until they do. 414-276-6666. Gruber offices, one call. That's all. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. Taking your calls and your texts on the Carbless Talkin text line, 844-770-3776. We'll get to Mike and Fox Points call in a second, but first let's get to a text, Jesse, that jumped out at you on the Carbless Talkin text line.
So I'm seeing different variations of this on the text line. I'm seeing it in our YouTube comments when I'm cautiously combing through those. Dale in West Bend
cautiously.
Will be the, Dale in West Bend is not.
Why are you combing through them cautiously?
Because I'm a little scared of the YouTube comments sometimes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Dale in West Bend does not speak only for himself. This is the best text of many representing this sentiment. It seems like we've been hearing for the last couple of years the Packers just weren't up for the game or some version of that. The head coach being pissed doesn't seem to fix anything. Is it time to question how the head coach's lack of enthusiasm affects the team?
All right, I want Tausch to answer this, but I have something to say first. Help me understand, Mark Tauscher. we were flat. We didn't come to play. We weren't up for the game. How often does that actually happen? And how often do you just execute poorly? And it's not that you didn't care. It's not that you didn't try. You just sucked. Can you help me understand that? Because that always feels like the cop-out. And I find it hard to believe. Maybe in preseason, that's one area where maybe you aren't up for the game. But like when you have a bad game in the regular season, how often is it that you came and you didn't come to play? They just wanted it more than we did. How often does that really happen?
So I would say it's much more like a chicken and egg deal, that conversation. I think you always prepare, and there are games that you're naturally going to be you're going to be up more for. If it's the Chiefs coming into town or the Lions and you're trying to win back the division, there are going to be some games you only have so much emotional capital to spend. You don't have 17 weeks of it. I know fans want to think that you're going to be running that engine hot 17 straight weeks. Well, if you do that, I mean, God bless you if you can. But that's not it. So I don't think it's more of sometimes there's a team that will come in that has that, and especially as you're wearing a G on your helmet and at Lambeau, teams are coming in there. You're going to be their big game, and you have to match that and exceed it from an intensity standpoint. So it's more about, I think you go out and if you're executing, things can come somewhat easier. And when that happens, I think you can get that ball rolling and you can go. But there are some games that it's just that's why when I always say don't ever apologize for winning, because when you have 17 of them, there's going to be some games you're just not as sharp. And you have to do I think there's games that guys just say, I don't care and all this? No, that's not how it goes. But are there games where you go out there and maybe there's just not the same energy? Maybe guys are a little banged up. Maybe you just that's why you always look at, how Las Vegas looks at it. They put in sometimes, if you have a 2 or 3 game losing streak, the whole, caged animals and backed up against the wall, there is something to that. You try and harness that for every game. But, yeah, I am not of the belief that guys just come out and there's times that the games just start slow. You don't get a couple first downs, and I know this for sure. As an offense, if you can get off to a fast start, everything starts a little bit easier. You don't feel press. When you go 3 and out the first couple times and you kind of hear that murmur in the crowd, you do start pressing a little bit. And when you start pressing, that's when you get in trouble. So that would be, I guess, the way I would look at it, much more than, you're flat and everything else. Coach only's got so many Newt Rockneys in him. If you're Newt Rockney in every blanking game, and by the way, Newt Rockney, half the guys in that locker room when he was giving that speech, win one for the get bro, they were half asleep. So let's not get caught up on all this. You can harness that for a couple of games, and that's great. But for the most part, this game is about executing and when you can execute at a high level, that's what brings that energy to the table, not typically the other way around.
Let's get to a call, 844-770-3776. Let's talk to Mike in Fox Point. Mike, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Kind of a follow-on to the discussion you're just having. I noticed, and it stood out to me when LaFleur said after the preseason game, we played uninspired football, or something to that effect, I believe. Isn't that on Matt and the coach, though? If it's how many they came out flat, they came out uninspired. So I just wonder, we've heard this time and time again after games, and we've talked about the slow starts, and, I just wonder if the Aaron Rodgers teams, the veteran-laden groups, kind of mask that a little bit. And, I get Tausch's point of, you can only rah-rah so much and it's about execution. But isn't it with a younger team like this that kind of matters more, where the emotions do sway and you need a little bit more of that juice for the team? I feel like it's a pattern now, and I'm just curious your thoughts on that.
So that's a good question, Mike, and we appreciate the call. So, Tausch, do you think young players, their focus, their being up for the game, whatever kind of hard to define thing that is when you come out flat, do you think that ebbs and flows more with young players because they just don't know how to? And by the way, these guys aren't that young anymore. They got a bunch of guys in year 3 and year 4. It's not like they're all rookies and second-year guys.
Crashers? We're not that young. We're just a couple of young kids.
Motorboat.
It does ebb and flow. I think for older players, you kind of understand how these things go, and you don't give in. You just keep fighting. You'll keep saying, "Hey, it's gonna work. It's gonna work," and you have that belief. And I think younger players feed off of that more. When things are going good early, they feed off of that, and everybody's jacked up. And when it doesn't, you can get guys maybe putting their dauber down a little bit, and then they press. And that, you as a football player, when you start pressing, bad things happen. Mm-hmm. You try not to get into that category. And that's when you see a McCole Hardman, who's not a young player.
7th year.
When you start doing things outside of your comfort zone because you want to provide a spark or you want to do something, that's when you get into trouble. And that's when you end up – that's when things go off the rails. And that's what I think we saw a little bit of that on Saturday night.
How did your prize picks play out in preseason?
Well, I'll tell you what, preseason football is underway, and college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. And you know what? Prize Picks is simple to play. More or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. And Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, including the great old state of Wisconsin, California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. Prize Picks now offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick doesn't hit. The best way to win real money this football season, well, that's Prize Picks. Which players are going to go out? Which ones aren't? You make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and you can turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI for the great old state of Wisconsin. It's a fun time to get in right now. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Good to know they haven't changed the tagline. Gary and La Crosse will get to your call next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Courtney Cronin.
Caleb Williams and about 9 starters on offense, 9 on defense are not playing.
Shocking.
And I don't know if that's a great decision. even though they do have the caveat of they just had a 2-hour, 15-minute joint practice with the Dolphins on Friday, the starters got the majority of the workload there. I personally don't understand why you can't do both, why you can't have Caleb and the starters have a really good joint practice and then have them go out there for 2 series, 3 series, a whole quarter. I don't think there's the sport has 100% injury risk. I don't want to hear it. People get injured. That happens in football. However, when somebody is being dinged right now for pre-snap errors, for processing issues, which we saw against a defense that was not his own in the joint practice on Friday against the Dolphins, I don't think there's any harm to playing him for a little bit.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Guy Jeff Levering, who has been kind enough to agree to join us. We are not on the same list that Jeff Passan has, which we're also not on. Do not answer under any circumstances. But let's get a call in first, and then we'll get back to the Packers after we talk to Jeff, or what do you call him? Levo? Levo, that's what you've gone with?
Yeah.
Are you the only one who calls him that? I'm going to have to ask him.
I think everybody calls him that.
Oh, I'll find out. I'll ask him. And I'm going to ask Gary in La Crosse why he disagrees with everything we've been saying. Gary, good morning. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Oh, I'm an old man just listening to talking about football. I mean, I've been around since Lombardi days and you name it. And I don't buy the excuses they give these players nowadays. I mean, for one thing, we need to buy about 40 gallons of Stickum and dip our players in it so they don't drop the balls anymore.
That's fair.
That's one of the bad things. I mean, if you're making $20 million a year or $10 million a year as a receiver, you don't drop footballs.
Don Hudson never dropped passes, right, Gary?
Good morning. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Don Hudson never dropped balls, right? What's happening to Gary?
I'm not sure. I think he might have his radio on in the background. Might be part of what's going on there. So.
Okay. Well, Gary would like to see fewer drop passes. I don't blame him for that. Are we making excuses? Is Gary right about his assessment of what we're talking about here?
I think we've got Gary back, by the way.
Gary, are you back with us?
I'm right here.
All right, I won't make any more Don Hudson jokes. You can just continue.
Yeah, that fell.
Well, I don't mean Don Hudson. I mean, you watch players that made a lot less money than these guys. The guys for Green Bay, when Jordy Nelson and all those guys, they didn't drop footballs. No matter where the ball was thrown, they dug it up. These guys nowadays, you need to put stick-em on them and dip them and stick them so they can hang on to the ball one way or another, on their head, on their body, on their knees, where they could catch it. And the other thing, I mean, I'm an old man, so I look at it old-style football, because I played myself. But to say that, well, maybe they don't feel like playing today or march up today, when you get that kind of money, you play hard every day. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, so, Gary, what do you think when you watched Saturday night? What did you think this was just lack of intensity? What did you take away from that game Saturday that you?
I think they didn't try. When I watched Lombardi and the team play preseason games, they played as hard in preseason as they did regular season. They didn't decide, well, I just don't feel good today. All that money's weighing down my wallet. I can't run too fast because I got so much money in my pants. I mean, guys would kill themselves to make this kind of money and not drop. I mean, the biggest thing for me is dropping footballs. Like I said, there's no excuse for that.
It's a concern, no doubt. No doubt about it.
I mean, they're good ball. Don't get me wrong, they're good ball players, but I mean, Jesus Christ, when you're making that kind of money, a simple pass, you don't drop it. I don't know how you guys agree about that.
Yeah,
because
we definitely,
I like the way
Gary,
you go about the what?
No, go ahead, finish up. Yeah, go ahead, finish up.
No,
Gary.
you guys. Guy on the left is having a good time, Wisconsin. But I just think sometimes I don't think these players play hard enough. Not all of them. Don't get me wrong, but just some. I don't. When I watch them, when the ball's right in their hands and they still drop it. I mean, what do you guys think?
All right. First of all, I love that Gary's watching on YouTube, because even though he keeps saying he's an old man,
a little under the weather there,
he's watching the video feed. I love it. That's awesome. Second, he's made his point very clear about drops, and he has every right to be exasperated by that because they were third in the league last year in drops, and then they come out and Julian Hicks had one, Romeo Dobbs had one. I think I had them for 4 total drops, which, again, when you don't throw the ball all that much and you don't have a lot of possessions, that's bad. So I don't disagree with that. Again, from whether or not they were trying hard or focused, I don't know about that. But they played like crap. We all agree on that. The question I have for Gary and everyone else is this something that should worry you, or should it just be a blip on the radar?
I think from Gary's perspective, and what I gleaned from Gary, obviously he's an old school cat. Lombardi, he didn't think your Hudson joke was great. I didn't either.
I don't know if he even got it. I'm not sure he heard it.
I think he poo-pooed it.
Can you guys hear me?
Which I like.
Wasn't your best.
I think the question that he and other Packer fans have is, where is the intensity and where is the urgency? We didn't see that. When you have issues that happened last year and kept you from getting to the goals you wanted, you want to see that rectified the next season. You want to see that get rectified. And I think from his and some other fans' perspectives, when you see that same thing creeping up, coaches always tell you, as a player, don't make the same mistake twice. I don't know how many times you hear that. That is what gets you cut. That's what gets you no trust from the staff. And I think from a fan standpoint, we're just looking at saying, well, we draft a kid, we draft 2 kids, young players that are going to come in here. The receiving core needed to be better, and I think for the small sample size we saw on Saturday, the same old problems reoccurred, and that irritates all fans, but I think especially old school fans that are used to. By the way, Jordy Nelson dropped passes. I hate to tell you. James Jones dropped passes. Other guys did, but you started seeing it happen less and less and less as they progressed. And that's what we're hoping to see based off of where we didn't see that Saturday. We hope that that goes away. But until it does, it continues to be a problem.
Jeff Levering was at American Family Field. Tausch is going to tell us about American Family Insurance before we talk to Levo.
Indeed, it is training camp, and you know that means Dream Drive is back and rolling. And thanks to American Family Insurance, young fans can ride bikes to and fro practice alongside their favorite players and coaches, creating unforgettable moments on two wheels. And there's fun for the whole family as well. You can play games, soak up the sun, kick back in the shade. Don't forget the exclusive Packers giveaways, take-home sunglasses, bucket hats, water bottles, and more. Jason, you need to get one of those bucket hats when you're healthy enough to get back out on the sideline, which might be in a while. It's a Packers tradition you don't want to miss, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully.
Private talk and text line.
Guy.
Private talk and text line from my friend Will. The Don Hudson joke was freaking hilarious. Yeah, I just think it fell on deaf ears. I don't think anybody heard it. We're going to hear from Jeff Levering.
Hilarious is strong.
Okay.
It was good. It
was chucklesome.
It was good. Hilarious. I don't know.
You know who's hilarious? Jeff Levering. He's going to join us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor courts and unlimited pickleball play. Leagues, clinics, tournaments, all included. The first tier of founder memberships is sold out, but you can still grab a great deal. $99 a month or $1,049 for a year. Only through the grand opening on August 23rd, with free open play, raffle prizes, and welcome gifts for the first 50 people. Go to pickler.com, hit the Menominee Falls page, and we'll see you on the court.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Faith and Bigora, lads and lassies. Irish Fest is almost here. One of the great Milwaukee summer festivals. And we'd like to send you there. Compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Purchase any one 18-pack bottle of Coors Light or Coors Banquet and receive one free ticket to Irish Fest. But don't delay. Tickets go quickly, and I know you don't want to miss all the great Irish food and beverages. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Discount Liquor, voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. See us this week for your free Irish Fest ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Brewers Fever, catch it. Joining us now, the designated hitter on Chapman University's 2003 Division III National Championship team. They called him Levo on that team too, I'm sure. Maybe the most excitement he's seen in baseball since the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes were lighting it up back in 2005. It is the great Jeff Levering, who every time we call is dumb enough to agree to come on the show. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, I mean, your intros, Wilde, are just second to none. Let me tell you. Throwbacks to 03 in Appleton, Wisconsin, even Rancho Cucamonga, which currently was, I mean, they called it the epicenter, the ballpark, because there was an earthquake virtually every single day in Rancho Cucamonga, California, because it's on the fault line. How about that?
That is, it is incredible that you have such a storied career. But I'm guessing that of all the things you've done already in your young career still, although not as young as you used to be when we first got to know you, nothing quite like what you're calling right now. What the hell is going on out there? It's amazing.
I said it in the call yesterday. Unfreaking believable. I wanted to say something else, but then I wouldn't be working today. So the thing is that I've never seen anything like this. And you have to almost think it's cosmic, the way that things have been going. And it's not just a fluke. It's not this has happened for a week and, oh my gosh, the team is playing so great for a week and then the other shoe's going to fall off. The team has been playing like this since May. So for people to think that this is a fluke thing and that this is not who this team is, I think they're delusional. I've never seen anything like this before. And if you ask anybody in that front office, if you ask anybody in that clubhouse, they'd say this is crazy, right? They're just riding the wave. And that's the thing, is that this team realizes what's happening, but they just show up for each other every day. And they're pulling for each other. And they love each other. And they only made a couple of very small moves at the trade deadline because these are the guys that they wanted to go into battle with. And it's been an unbelievable run. I've never seen anything like this. And like I said, it's almost cosmic the way that everything is kind of coming together over the last couple of months. And there's still plenty of time left and more unbelievable things that I'm sure we'll see.
Jeff, when you think back to, and I joke about Rancho Cucamonga, but you've been doing this for over 20 years now, right? Like, and the only thing that I keep thinking of is like Moneyball, where the A's win 20 in a row because they haven't won 20 in a row, but they won 11, and now they've won 9 in a row. Like, this is pretty wild. I'm wondering, at any point, because you know baseball, sometimes there's a regression to the mean. And to me, my only question about what they're doing now is when there is that little bump in the road, which may be coming between now and September, what makes this team better equipped to deal with it, put it behind them, and then get back to being good? Because you know baseball's gonna bite you at some point, even if it's only, hopefully, for a brief time.
Sure. I mean, it bit the Brewers for the first 7 weeks of the season, right? So you learned a lot from that time. You learned a lot from how you can play and how you can band together, and the ingredients to the soup are pretty much the same as what they were at the beginning of the season. I think that they have the depth to withstand something like that now, especially on the mound. They've got guys down in the minor leagues. I know Logan Henderson got hurt, but you're going to get Miz back. You have Chad Patrick down in the minor leagues that can help you out if you want to. Some pieces in the bullpen, but this offensive group has been pretty much the same all season long. I just think that this team is so resilient, and you could even look back to when Brandon Woodruff came back, that started Miami. The team is 24-4 since he came back. 24-4. I mean, that just doesn't happen in today's world. And you mentioned the A's, the Moneyball era. They win 20 straight games. This is a bigger stretch. And I just think that this team is so resilient. They don't lose 3 games in a row very often. They haven't done that since May. I mean, it's an incredible group of players when they band together. And if something goes AWOL, it's not going to take long for them to get it right back together and right the ship.
So, Levo, yesterday, I mean, you're on this streak. You have the great play Friday night to walk off, and then Saturday with the big win. And it just seems like human nature would be, it was a mess to get into the stadium yesterday. You fall back 5-0. And yesterday was just a great example of guys not giving in. And that's a hard thing to do when you play 162 games. As you're watching it, was it after Contreras hit the second home run that you started thinking, okay, or was it from the jump, even down 5-0, did you think, this team just won't give an inch to anything?
I think it was in the inning where they scored the 3 runs. So you had Contreras' first home run to make it 5-1. And once you got that first run, I think it was okay. He started to build that momentum. And then Ortiz got the 2-out, 2-strike single through the left side to make it 5-3. That's when I think it started to kick in. And the Mets have played that game so long for the last 2 weeks, right? They've blown some leads. They're playing really bad. And as soon as that doubt crept into their minds, I think game was on for the Brewers. So for me, it was the Ortiz 2-run single in the 4th inning to make it 5-3 that everybody started to believe. But again, the Brewers have played that game so many times. And to see as many people into the ballpark as there were yesterday with as crappy as the situation has been in Wisconsin, and I hope everybody's doing okay. I mean, I got home last night and I ripped up my basement. It was soaked, and my neighbors came over and helped me out and pulled out my entire carpet. And I'm sure it was, I'm really lucky that that was the minimum that we've had, and we're still drying out down in the basement. A lot more people are dealing with a lot of worse situations. So we're all thinking about everybody. But the fact that there was many people that showed up at the ball game yesterday, and not just showed up early. I pulled into the ballpark 11 o'clock because I was dealing with stuff in my basement. And the parking lots were packed because people want to see this team play. And I think that shows a lot about the fan base. It shows a lot about what this team is doing right now to galvanize this community. And it's going to be a hell of a summer and a hell of a fall, I think, in Milwaukee.
So, Jeff, if you had it's tough to pinpoint this thing, but besides Jesse calling for Pat Murphy's job in May, what has been the big thing that has sparked this team to do the unthinkable things that we've been seeing him do?
Jesse really called for Pat Murphy? Get out of here.
He did.
All right.
Yeah. He wanted to talk about it.
Do we really have to do this again?
In fairness to Jesse, because Levo, by the way, does everyone call you that or just Tausch?
No, that's it. I mean, it's becoming more commonplace. There were some guys in the radio booth. Yeah, I mean that was nobody knew my family didn't even call me Jeff for a long time. They just called me Levo. So I mean that was forever,
right,
and it started to catch on. But Jesse, go ahead. You can have your moment, defend yourself.
I've had more
and
than
then I'll
enough
answer
of
the
these
question.
moments. So we were at one of our teammates here, Pablo Iglesias. We were at Pablo's birthday bash the night of the cribbage board giveaway against the Twins, where the Brewers lost.
Yeah.
Great giveaway, by
tough
the way.
night. Great, best giveaway in the history of the franchise. And they lost pretty bad that game. And I turned to the group we were with.
Yeah,
and
I
I
called
said,
that game.
Yeah,
I was there. I called that game.
I said, guys, they're in fourth place. They can't do anything right here this year. At what point do we need to start to think about having a conversation about Pat Murphy? You know, we never had a manager of the year that we had to ask that question about before, and since that moment, they've been the hottest team in baseball, and now they're tied for the largest division lead in the game.
I'm pretty sure, Jesse, that was the genesis of the "we need to find our edge" conversation. And they got shut out. They had been shut out like 4 times that week. They got shut out that night. That was a Pablo Lopez start by the Minnesota Twins. I remember I called that game with Adam Wainwright on Saturday. And then on Sunday, what happened? The Brewers snapped the Twins' 13-game winning streak. And since that day, the Brewers have been ungodly good. So, you know what, Jesse? Give yourself some credit. Maybe you are the guy
Jesse.
that created the situation.
You're welcome,
Pat yourself
everyone.
on the back.
Yeah.
Take one of those St. Louis Cardinals extendo arms to pat yourself on the back. That's what you need. So, way to go, buddy. Thank you for finding the edge for the Milwaukee Brewers, Jesse.
Thank you for your
You,
service.
sir, did it.
So, beyond that, in addition to the difference that Jesse made with his asinine question,
I think I'm vindicated
what else has caused this, do you think?
Not vindicated, Jesse. Never. I think they found out who they were, right? They were at the bottom of the barrel. They had already had 2 team meetings at that point. You're learning how you're making silly mistakes on defense. You're making base running mistakes, and some base running mistakes still exist. But they found out who they were, right? And I think they accepted who they were more than anything else. They said, "Okay, guys, this is what we got, and we're either going to turn this thing around, or it's going to be a tough year." And I think at that point they accepted who they were, and they went out and they have balled ever since. They've pitched it great. They've played unbelievable defense. They have tightened things up. It's almost like the scene from Knocked Up, right, where they had the 2 producers talking to the talent. And they go, "We can't ask you to lose weight, but let's tighten it up," right? They tightened it up. It's exactly what they did. They have tightened this thing up, and it has been so fun to watch. And I think everybody in Major League Baseball is looking at the Brewers and going, "Who the hell are these people? Why is Isaac Collins the number 2 hitter and 3 hitter? What is going on here? This doesn't make any sense." But they're still winning. They are winning baseball games and making people so frustrated with the way that they do it that when they're done playing the Brewers, they go, "Thank God we're done with these guys. I'm so glad we don't have to see these guys anymore because they are pests."
Jeff, I was watching some of baseball tonight after the Brewers win yesterday, and some of the national guys kind of looked at it and said it wasn't a Moneyball approach, but it was kind of the Brewers maybe are ahead of the curve when it comes to some of the new rule changes where it's easier to steal bases. Defense has always been important, but without the shifting and being able to do that, that's something that maybe Milwaukee has gotten a little bit of an edge on, and they've really played to those strengths in their game plans.
That's who they have to be, though, Tausch. I mean, they have to win the little things. They have to do the little things perfectly every time. You know, when we got to the trade deadline and the whole conversation was about, well, they need to go out and get a slugger because they don't hit for enough power and all these things. And in the playoffs, it's going to be harder to string 3 and 4 hits together and all these different things. That's fine. That's fine. Now the Brewers are slugging, right? They've been slugging for the last couple of weeks. But at the same time, they've done the little things so well for so many years. It's not just this year, but they have dominated the little things. And that's what you have to do. You have the people and the personnel that buy into that. that have almost been afterthoughts from other organizations, and they're hungry. Pat Murphy talks about being hungry all the time, and it's not just the pocket pancakes, right? Can we be done with that, by the way?
Nice.
We're done.
Nice.
But nonetheless, you have to be hungry and play with a chip on your shoulder. Those are the guys that Murph loves. Those are the guys that the Brewers have, and it's been great to watch the way that this team plays. But you have to buy in, and I think everybody in the system has bought in.
Levo, you don't like the pocket pancakes? That's not your deal?
I mean, I'm all right with it, but the thing is that he's been doing that for 10 years. This is not a new phenomenon. This is not new. Adam McCalvey wrote about this in spring training 2 years ago. Like, look it up on MLB.com. This is not a new phenomenon. He's done pocket egg rolls before, and I feel bad for the laundry guy who's got to get that grease stain out of your pockets. Yeah, dude. Think about an egg roll in your pocket for 5 innings, and then, oh, hey, by the way, he's done it all.
So
he's done it all. Pocket
Jeff,
bagels.
We had this discussion when the pocket pancakes came to light on that. I think it was a Friday night game. What is the worst food? First off, have you had pocket food before? I don't sense you're a pocket food guy, but I could be wrong. And I think sushi, obviously soup, can't do it. You can't do soup. What is the worst food that you can't have pocket soup? What would be the worst food to be pocketable, in your opinion?
The pocket food that I could do is like mince and like a Werther's caramel, right?
Sure.
That's more the pocket food of my variety.
Toffee.
I think in most, a toffee in most humans, I think that's acceptable. Worst pocket food? I mean, it would have to be like a pocket 7-Eleven rolled hot dog. You want to go with that? Because those things have been on there for 5 years to begin with. So you don't know. You got Petrified Forest on the roller. You don't know how long those things have been on there. So,
anything sticky, right? Like grilled cheese would be a problem.
Sushi's going to break up. I just don't think sushi, raw fish, I don't think that's going to be good in pocket. I don't think that's a pocketable food.
Tausch has loved his pocket sushi joke now ever since the pocket
It's not
pancakes.
a joke. I legit think it's the worst pocketable food.
Okay, but again,
it's
my knowledge,
rice. The rice is going to break up anyway. You can't do that.
Yes, and you got a pocket full of rice.
How about some pocket hash browns? What about that? You want some of those?
I think that could hold
tots?
up. I think pocket hash browns are holding up. If you have it like at certain restaurants where they're formed in one patty, and if it's just off the grill, then that's a mess, no doubt.
Okay.
All right, Jason.
What do you think the people at Hot? What do you think the people at Hot Pockets feel right now? By the way.
Oh, they got to
think they're feeling good.
We need to have an endorsement with Murph. Shouldn't that be a natural endorsement? I don't know what they're doing. Get on
ham and cheese Hot Pocket. Let's roll.
Yes.
I think they've already got to deal with Jim Gaffigan, though.
That should be done. All right, last one for me. Let's get back on baseball because I know Jason is a baseball fanatic right now. I did not know. So this pitch clock thing has been fascinating. I think it's been good, getting the game moving. But I had not seen what we saw. I think that was Saturday night, right, with Contreras, where he hits the lazy fly ball, and he says to the ump, no. Can you explain how that all comes about? Is that – because to me now, if I hit something I don't like, I'm going to yell back to the ump. I just want to understand this better with the pitch clock.
Yeah, so the pitch timer violation, I mean, it's almost like the play clock in the NFL, right? So – there aren't the decimals after it hits 0. It's just 1 to 0, and 0 happens, and then the umpire gets buzzed when it gets to a 0. So I think Contreras, because he can see the pitch timer out of his peripheral vision as he's looking at the pitcher, getting into a set and ready to pitch, and he hits a rocket to right field. But it was down to 0, and he goes, hey, listen, the pitch timer went down, and the home plate umpire must have been buzzed. Now, in that circumstance, I would love to see an umpire get on the microphone and go pitch a huge difference-making play. But it's a timing thing, right? And umpire got buzzed, replay it. It's 1-0. Contreras, Yahtzee. See you later.
Talking with Jeff Levering, Levo, if you know him well. Couple things. I hope your basement does rally and you get everything straightened out. Thank God you've got Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to protect the rest of your home.
Yes.
Correct. But I did have one, hardcore baseball question, and that is, how do you explain my favorite Brewer currently, Andrew Vaughn? His numbers through 48 games with the Chicago White Stockings, 189 batting average. Through 25 games with your Milwaukee Brewers, 348. His OBP went from 218 to 412. His OPS has gone from 531 to 1.041. What? Explain. Help me. Because this is awesome.
So I've got a couple of things. Number one, baseball-wise, he shows up. Murph says, I'm not going to give you a nickname. You just go hit piss rods. Go hit line drives. That's all I want you to do. Go hit line drives, get good pitches, and hit line drives. That's what he said. Okay? So it's plate discipline, pitch recognition, getting into good counts, and doing good things in those counts. That's number one. Number two, if you are on the worst team in Major League Baseball, the worst team in any sport, and he was in AAA on the worst team in Major League Baseball. Last year, record-setting, not as bad this year, but still not a great team. And you get traded to a team that is immediately in the race, immediately in first place and grinding. What are you going to do as a player? Your game is going to be elevated, no matter what, because you're a part of something that you want to be a part of. You are on a winning team again. And I think that tells you a lot about Andrew Vaughn. Hey, listen, I got people around me. I don't have to be the guy. I got a fresh start, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to ball. And that's exactly what he's done. It's exactly what he's done. And yesterday he hits into the double play in the eighth inning. You go, what the heck? I haven't seen this. I've never seen this before, where he didn't come up in a big situation. And he's going to continue to, he'll get out. It happens. But he has come up in big situation after big situation and delivered for the last month. And it's been a revelation.
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch. He's one of the reasons why I've jumped on the bandwagon. All right, last thing for you so we can let you go. And you said at the beginning, you used the word cosmic. Now, I'm always leery of this kind of stuff because we all, you more than anyone, given how closely you worked with him, loved Bob Ucker. And my thought is, hey, God, it would have been great if he'd have been here for this, as opposed to us talking about how he's looking down watching how amazing this is. But for you, because you're there every day, how do you view the whatever this is, touched by an angel, touched by a plaid sport coat, whatever you want to call it, how do you view this cosmic aspect of what this team is doing?
I would be remiss if I said you didn't feel it, right? You feel it. And especially since, this last weekend I was on the radio call and we're surrounded by Bob in that radio booth, right? And it was in yesterday's ball game, Collins hits the homer and I have the call and I'm kind of like, you can hear it in the call. I'm kind of laughing, right? It's just like, come on. This doesn't happen. I even said it. Who's writing the script? And I know a lot of people tweeted at me and have emailed, and they said, well, Bob's writing this script. And I went, it's incredible. And I looked over to my right where Bob would have been sitting, and I thought about how he would have called it. I thought about him saying, how about that one, folks? Because that's what he would have said. And then Lane sitting in the seat where Bob's sitting, and there's a picture of Bob right behind Lane. And Lane was getting teary-eyed as I was finishing the call and going to break. And he just pointed at him and he went, that freaking guy. And I went, you're right. You're absolutely right. And it's something to be said. The fact that he was laid to rest, where he can watch every single home game at American Family Field. You feel him in your heart every day. I mean, I'm in my office right now, and he's right above me, right? He's there. He's there. He's everywhere. And I think he's in everybody's hearts. And whether they're playing for him or not, or whether he's tugging on some heartstrings or not, some people said, he had to go for the team to actually win one. We've got a long ways to go to get to that point. But I think that there's definitely a little piece of Bob that is narrating this whole thing and having a big part of it.
Well said. I just think back to Yelich after they lost last year and the emotion in his voice when he was talking about him, knowing what we didn't know on the outside that you knew on the inside too. And I'm not believing in angels here, but I do think that inspiration matters. And this is an inspired group, and it's been really neat to see. Dude, we love it when you have time for us. I understand you've got a lot on your plates and a lot of soaking wet carpeting in a dumpster somewhere. Thank you, as always. We love you, buddy. We appreciate you. Thanks, Levo.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, everything's on my driveway. It's fine. We're all good. It's all good.
Nevertheless, as someone who spends a lot of time in the basement, that would have been a problem for me. So that is Jeff Levering. He is the absolute best, and we are so lucky to call him a friend. He's joined us. I remember the first time meeting him when we did the show on opening day from the Ucker seats. We were in the Ucker equivalent lot, right? We were 3 miles.
A lot of wind. Very windy that day. Yeah,
a lot of wind that day. Yes, indeed, it was.
So he's been a great friend of ours, and we appreciate him a ton. That is Jeff Levering. You can hear him both on the calls on 620 WTMJ and 100.5 ESPN Madison when he's on the radio, and, of course, on FanDuel as well when he calls the games on TV. All right, we'll shift gears here a little bit, but, Tausch, I'm sure that there were plenty of guys having a Coors Light to celebrate what we saw unfold yesterday.
Indeed, and whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or just celebrating another big win after the game, just take a moment, chill, and crack open that Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
More next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Get ready for a free fight night, Milwaukee. Rev and Rumble Boxing Night is coming to Davidson Park on Saturday, August 23rd. Watch top amateur fighters from across the Midwest go head-to-head in a night of non-stop action. Enjoy local food trucks, drinks, and exclusive merch, plus family fun like face painting and retro video games. That's Rev and Rumble Boxing Night at Davidson Park. Free for all ages from 3 to 8 p.m. on Saturday, August 23rd. Learn more and register at revandrumble.com.
Hi, it's John Reeds from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, Simply Local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, Simply Local and member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
My heart don't break it. Love me to my bones. All this time I wasted. You were right there all along. You and I start gazing intertwining souls. We were never strangers. You were right there all along. I lose my mind when I'm around you. How I cool.
Thanks again to Jeff Levering, friend of show, remover of flooded carpeting. It is. I will say this. Obviously we all have friends in the Milwaukee area. I've never seen anything quite like that, and we hope everyone that is dealing with the damage and fallout of that flooding is handling it. Again, we're not curing cancer here. We're not saving lives, but I hope we're at least entertaining you a little bit while you're trying to clean up after all the damage that's been done down there. Tausch, you're a good Catholic. I'm a good, semi-good Lutheran. We have faith. What do you make of when we kind of talk about these types of things when it comes to sports? Because Jeff was pretty darn convincing, quite frankly.
I think that, a lot of times there's just, you kind of said it with inspiration. It is that belief, and I think sometimes that's the thing that brings you together. What we've seen, 24-4 from a small market baseball team. We saw something similar with the A's way back in the Moneyball era, but obviously we saw this with Uke the last couple of seasons, and you could see how much the players and the coaches and the fans wanted it for him. And there is no doubt people that have faith, they look at this and will say, there's something bigger going on. Because it just doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. And when that's the case, you're always kind of looking like, well, what is it? And I think Jeff did a much better job of any way I could describe what that feeling is like amongst that group. And that's really what it comes down to, is what is that group feeling? Mm-hmm. And there's obviously some big-time vibes that Bob Ucker and everything that is going on is a part of what this team is going through.
All right, so quick follow-up, because then nobody tells us about Quick Trip as well as you, not even Jeff Levering. In 2003, you were part of something that had a little bit of that feeling, right? Brett loses his father. You have that magical night in Oakland. Then you make the playoffs because of the crazy finish involving the Vikings in Arizona. Then you have we want the ball and we're going to score from Matt Hasselbeck, and Al Harris picks him off a few series later. Everybody always forgets that. And it returns it for the game-winning touchdown. Did you feel that way? I mean, hopefully for the Brewers it doesn't end the way that did for you guys.
So I'll say this. There is no doubt I felt that way that night in Oakland. Like, there was no way we were ever losing that game. Like, it wasn't. All of the other things, I mean, I think there was some residual maybe vibe, but that was not – I don't think it was, we're a team of destiny. I think it was more of, we're really blanking good, and we're going to go beat whoever we're playing. And I think that night was a catalyst for that, but it wasn't as if we were sitting there going into Philly and playing Seattle thinking, let's win this one for Irv. I don't think – obviously there was some people that maybe felt that way. Mm-hmm. This was more of, we came together as a group in a really special way, and I think Brett's dad passing was the catalyst for that.
Sound graph. Tell us about Quick Trip. And I had coffee. Yeah, it was good. It was a sound graph, too. That was sound graph worthy.
Yeah, Levo's a sound graph.
Yeah, well, we could do two of them. Jesse's very savvy on social media.
I'm doing two
Are you
shows
ready to
today.
climb to the top this summer? Gear up for Quick Trips Mountain Dew Quick Climb.
Wait a minute.
What?
Poor Jesse's doing two shows today.
Yeah, I'm doing Jim, Matt, and Molly all week this week. Yeah, busy guy around here.
What does that have to do with Quick Trip?
I don't have time to cut 3 sound graphs from today's show.
No, I told you, cut Levo's is great.
I got one
You
in
can't
me.
do any better than what Levo did.
It was fantastic. And he's vindicated me from my Pat Murphy take, which is really
that's
the
exactly
underrated
what he
moment
did.
of that interview.
Yeah, exactly. All right, back to Quick Trip.
All right. So am I doing this, or what do we get going here? I thought, were we teasing something out? I know I'm ready to climb to the top this summer. Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb, where every sip gets you closer to the summit. And through August 17th, which I think is the end of the week, you play every day for free in the Quick Rewards app, and you can score bonus plays with every eligible item that you grab. An ice-cold Pepsi, a bold Mountain Dew, Gatorade, refreshing Pure Leaf, all the stuff that they have. You can earn 2 bonus plays in each week. That cash prize climbs by 5,000, stacking higher and higher until somebody hits the ultimate prize of $250,000. That is cash money. Open your Quick Rewards app. Start climbing. The view from the top is worth every play. Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Your summer, your climb, your win. And while you're in the store, grab some bananas, some jumbo onions, some baked potatoes, 29 cents a pound, assorted chips and popcorn, 2 for $4. Quick Trip. We'll see ya next time.
The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes at 11:18. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Windows, windows, windows. You hear all about everyone's windows and how theirs are the greatest. I'll tell you, our windows are the best as well. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I'm right there with you. We've taken the most trusted brand in windows, Pella, and paired them with such an outstanding business that we will deliver results to you at your home. Siding Unlimited has won Pella's prestigious 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award. Siding Unlimited is the company to install your new windows.
Joint pain makes it hard to enjoy anything when it comes to life, let alone the small things like getting out of bed or walking down a flight of stairs. Whether it be hoping it'll just disappear or feeling like you've tried every other option, let me tell you, you haven't tried them all if you haven't tried QC Kinetics. This is Brad Nortman, and I have to tell you about my experience when I visited QC Kinetics at the Greenfield location. It was incredible to see with my own 2 eyes all the tools that they have to get you feeling your best and get rid of that pain for the long term. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, and they have cellular therapies that's going to get that pain away for the long term and get you living your best life again. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of calling QC Kinetics, because there is your free, no-pressure consultation where you can be evaluated, put on a personal plan of pain relief, and be able to tell if you're a good candidate for QC Kinetics. Grab the phone now and call QC Kinetics for that free consultation. Call them today at 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
O'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. The Packers closed to fans, open to the media practice. It's going on now. Marshawn Lloyd and Emmanuel Wilson, both of whom have been dealing with some injury issues of late, are back participating, at least in the early portion of practice. Out for practice at this point, still Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, and Dontavion Wicks, both not participating. Reed with the foot, Wicks with the calf injury. Nate Hobbs and Xavier McKinney, who we're still wondering if they'll be back in time for the opener. Xavier McKinney said very clearly that he intended to be back and expects to be back. Nate Hobbs not as confident. Zane Anderson, who suffered the leg injury, but it's not thought to be long-term in the preseason game on Saturday. And then Colin Oliver and John Williams, neither of whom have practiced yet this camp. They're both on NFI or PUP as well.
Jason, where is your concern with Jaden Reed as we sit here today?
It's a good question. He was, I don't want to say weird about it, but he didn't want to. I don't want to be the one to say it. He said was the way he answered like multiple questions. Yeah, I don't know if you think he'll be back for. Roger or LaFleur said that he was quote hopeful that he would be back for the opener. So again, we don't know what the injury actually is. We know it's his foot, and he said that he turned awkwardly. And as someone who's been really pushing through a foot injury lately, I could see how that could be an issue.
Yeah, understand.
In all seriousness, though, I think I don't get the sense that it's like overwhelming concern, but yeah, they're a little worried about it. And obviously, when Wicks hasn't practiced in a week and a half because of his calf, and Watson isn't available, like we're starting to get to the point where Cornelius Williams, who had a couple of catches on Saturday night, I'm sure you called a few of his games against the Badgers when he was at Michigan. You're starting to get to the point where maybe you need Bo Melton to come back and take some snaps at wide receiver at the rate they're going.
Yeah, maybe. I think the hope would be, obviously you don't know the extent of these injuries, and neither guy has given you a ton of intel. I would think that Wicks, you'd hope, is going to be back. the Jaden Reed part, that when you heard those comments and you saw him walking around on a boot, and you do start wondering where that's at. And LaFleur is usually pretty good about saying, well, if it's a significant injury, that's bad news.
Right.
I don't know how far he's went in that, but Jaden Reed was somebody I think, new agent. There's just a lot of things on the line for him, and I think the expectation, we need him. I think he brings he is an important piece to this offensive puzzle, and for all of the wow, where is this offense at? He is somebody that I think is consistently shown, somewhat consistently, that he has a role that is big to whatever this offense needs. So Matthew Golden can look good, Savion, but I think Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs need to be ready to go. And then if Dontavion Wicks can be, that's great. The Jaden Reed injury, until I hear otherwise, is going to be a concern for me.
Yeah, should be. Jesse, I know we asked for text messages, then we never really got to them. We did talk to Gary, who's an old man who would like to see more stickum being applied, but we never got back to the text messages after our conversation with him.
Wasn't he supposed
to? I still think that did not get what it deserved. What do you got on the text portion of the Carbless Talkin' text line?
Mike in Madison, and I have an opinion on this, but I'll let you guys answer. Question: does winning the preseason game really matter? Are we upset that Green Bay lost, or more upset in the way they lost and the injuries? Tausch, you're a former player.
Why don't you take this? Jesse, why don't you take it first, and then I'll chime in? Because you have not gotten the airtime that you
Oh, that's not true. Oh, no.
How would you answer that
more than
question?
he deserves.
When a couple of years ago, so I do our Sports Center updates during this show.
I thought you were going to get into that great preseason game that you got a sandwich and you got a new phone.
I don't know if we even got a sandwich that day, but we did leave in the third quarter to go get Becca's new phone. And it was fun being at a local business in Green Bay on a day that no one else was out because there was a Packers game going on. Anyway, what was even the question now?
Oh,
Gosh,
my God. What are we doing here?
Does it matter if they win? The answer is no. It's all about statistics and how they play and, measuring how you feel, like you said earlier, Tausch. A few years back, I stopped mentioning the scores of preseason games in the Sports Center updates that I do here at ESPN Madison because I realized
a little editorial control
and our fans realize that the score of the game does not actually matter, but certain plays, how a team looks, how they're playing together, that's what matters in the preseason. How much time do the starters play? Did anybody get hurt? And how did they look when they were all on the field together? That's what matters in the preseason. And no matter which unit you were looking at on Saturday night, none of it looked very good.
I'll join your club on the not putting the score on the preseason. Because nobody really cares. I kind of agree with you. It does come back to how you feel about where this team is. And the preseason is more about feelings than it is about results. It's the opposite of sports in almost most cases, but with the preseason it is. How did I feel when Jordan Love and this offense went out on the field? You didn't feel great. How did it feel defensively when you had your guys out there? I know Xavier was out and Hobbs is out. Not great. And then you can start thinking, well, how about our second team, depth-wise? And not great. So that's that's kind of the overall vibe of what we saw on Saturday. Now, I am not even remotely going to have any kind of panic if we were doing the Smokey the Bear deal. He's green. Like, I'm not panicking. I don't know exactly how that works. Again, it's like extreme panic with fire. None of that. So this is more of I just want to see how they react to having a really bad performance. Because that's what that was. And it will all be forgotten if that's all it was. But if it's not, again, you want to validate the good and you don't want to validate the bad. So I'm not going to say that Saturday is going to be validation Saturday, but in essence, if it's another bad game, then all of a sudden you're looking at it like, Where are we? Where are we as a football team? Mm-hmm. And I think this week you're alleviating a little bit of that validation because they're probably not playing. So it's going to be a little bit, it won't be the same as if they were. But, boy, they need some good stuff on film before they take their break to go play Detroit.
We need to play trivia, and then Tausch is going to tell us again about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. He and Jeff Levering both can be very eloquent when it comes to that. Jesse, I can only assume it's the sports weekend recap.
You are correct.
Caller number 9. Caller 9. For the 9 straight games the Brewers have won. Hope that's not one of the questions. Caller 9, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 9 plays trivia after Tausch tells us again about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I kind of want to guess what Jesse, because I haven't looked at the show sheet, I kind of want to guess what his, do you think PGA Golf made it? Like, what else happened this weekend? The Brewers with a big win, big 3-game sweep. We'll find that out, but you know what? When we're looking for long-lasting comfort and reliability, trust Pella. Each piece specifically constructed for your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance and built to create long-term energy savings. There's no reason to wait. Order up by August 31st. Get 0 interest for up to 60 months. Yes, that's 5 years of no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Caller 9 for trivia. We will play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. NC 23 while supplies last.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop, because Macy's has back-to-school styles from brands like Nike and Jordan, must-have denim from Levi's and Good American, and now Macy's has Abercrombie Kids too. It's all in one place, all at great prices. And here's another reason to come in. If you're already at Macy's and you saved so much, you could stop by the fragrance counter and pick up something for yourself too. The best back-to-school styles are here now at Macy's.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Jesse, is our audience growing at a exponential rate? Do you have the analytics? I know you like to call the ESPN folks that work in that department nerds, so I'm assuming you haven't been checking this, but I gotta be honest.
I can tell you this, Jason. More and more people are discovering Wilde Tausch every day on the podcast, on the ESPN Wisconsin app, on YouTube, or, of course, on our radio stations.
Here's why. It's time for trivia. And once again, we have a first-time contestant. There's been a lot of those lately. Let's welcome him in. It is Bart in Evansville. Bart, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How you doing today?
Not too bad, you guys.
Bart, are you a recent Wilde Tausch convert, or are you a long-time listener, first-time trivia player?
No, long time, first time getting through.
Nice. All right.
Love
awesome.
It. I thought for a second this might be the Bart that I rode down to St. Louis with.
Bartsky.
And the Bartsky. I thought this was Bartsky, but this is just Bart.
Does he still listen to the show, or after you publicly criticized his co-pilot work?
We have many people finding Wilde Tausch. There are also some leaving it.
That is how it works. Yes, indeed.
All right, Bart. Well, welcome aboard. Thanks for being a loyal listener to the show. Let's see if we can't get you off to a nice start here in your first trivia appearance. Right. Question number 1 is this. Which rookie quarterback lived up to the hype in his highly anticipated preseason debut, going 14 for 23 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns?
Sanders. Yeah. Sanders.
Let's go. 2 entries. No deal here. Well done.
Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, or Bo Callahan.
Pretty good.
Good job, Jesse.
Draft day.
All right, Bart. Former Wisconsin Badgers quarterback Graham Mertz made his NFL debut playing for which team in its preseason opener on Saturday? Is it
Houston
Pittsburgh?
Texans? 3 interceptions.
Dang.
For the real life Bo Callahan, it was not good. It was
not a great day.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't play well?
No.
He threw 3 picks, as Bart just pointed out. All right, question 3.
He's trying to make something happen.
I might put Bart's up to speed here. I might put him in charge of our 11:58 Sports Center update coming up.
This one, I'm going to be honest with you, Bart. If you get this one, especially without any options, I will personally make sure you have an extra poker chip in the cheese fry helmet. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but this would be
You will
amazing.
not, sir, because against the rules, which you can find at ESPN-WisconsinContests.com.
Jen Powell debuted as the first female umpire in MLB history this weekend, including calling balls and strikes behind the plate on Sunday in the series featuring which two teams?
I think Atlanta. We'll go ahead with the guesses or the options.
No, take a shot at it.
We will not hold it against you if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Miami, maybe.
Oh,
Dude,
baby. Wilde has to find a way. Let's go. Wow.
That is as great a debut as anyone has ever made in Wilde Tausch trivia.
He's like the Miz of trivia.
Dude, that was impressive. Bart.
3 for
Well
3
done.
without the options.
That's never been done before. It's like throwing 11
I think
no-hit
that's
innings
history.
to start your baseball career.
That is a Miz-like debut.
Yep.
Now I just got to figure out how to get that extra chip into the cheese fry helmet. Bart, very impressive, sir. Bravo. Well done.
Thank you. I love you guys.
I
love you guys.
We love you, Bart. And I love you. I don't want to put more work on Bart's tray. I think Bart should write some
Especially since
trivia
you don't even know him.
questions this week. No, I don't. I
Maybe
think
he'd
Bart
like
would
to
be
drive
fun
to
to
St.
write.
Louis with
I'd
me.
like to see Bart write trivia questions.
Not this week. You can't write trivia questions a week that you're a contestant playing trivia.
Oh, you think there's
that
a
in the
conflict
rules?
of interest there.
I'm saying
No, is that
that's
in the rules?
I am saying that's in my rules. I don't know what the ESPN
I don't
Wisconsin
think it's in the
contest
rules.
say there.
I want to check. I would like to check the rules to see if that is in the rules. 'Cause I don't
You've
think
had
it is.
so many opportunities to check the rules over the last 9
Well,
years.
I always go on
and you
entries.com
never have.
and there's nothing there.
Jordan Love threw an
there's nothing
80-yard
pertinent
touchdown
there.
pass. Therefore, the next drive, he gets to be the side judge when the Bears are out on the field. Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe they should. Maybe they should.
Well, we can debate till the cows come home what should or should not happen. But Tier 1 Tyler claiming that he also has gotten all 3 right without the options.
Not in
Is
his
that true?
debut.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Nevertheless, very impressive from Bart. And speaking of being impressive, the team at Lakeland Supply, I got to know them. They become a great partner of Wilde Tausch. They're impressive, too. Core values are an important piece of any successful business, and Lakeland Supply is no different in that way. They've been displaying their core values in the industrial supply space for over 40 years. Integrity, excellence, stewardship, partnership, and faith. They're ISO certified, a Future 50 winner. They're top rated in customer satisfaction, and they believe in giving back to the community. Lakeland isn't one of those catalog companies. They work to be your packaging and supply expert, building plans around what you want. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. So set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Maybe we can bring Tier 1 Tyler in for Nelly so he can show off his talents. We'll have to wait. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch. Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an East Side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic. Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water. Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular. The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature.
Will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman. Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist, the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Siding Unlimited is your local family-owned and operated resource for remodeling your home. We specialize in replacing windows, siding, roofing, doors, and decks. I say specialize because that is who we send to your home. Our team is built around the experts in all fields. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Waukesha.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
While Jesse makes plans with Tyler on the private Talkin text line.
Group text you don't want to be in, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of like to remove myself from that. Maybe you can find a little time in between your texts to do Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
If you are a house guest at someone's house, how do you request that the temperature change?
Ooh. Now, is it a separate, like, are you in the basement, or are you guys on the same floor?
Were you the guests, or were you the homeowners?
Let's say we were the guests.
Okay.
It's a multi-story home, and people are sleeping on different levels, but we could tell the second we walked in, when we arrived, ooh, it's kind of hot in here. And when we went to bed, it was very toasty. How do you address that properly so that everybody can be comfortable and not upset with each other?
I think you just say it right. I think you say it. I don't think you do it right as you walk in, but I think you start saying, "Hey, it's hot. Any chance you could cool this place down a little bit?" And if they say no, then you say, "Well, is there like a different hotel chain near here? Because I can't sleep in these conditions." That's how you handle that.
But you're going to do that at 10:30 at night?
Seems aggressive.
Sure. Now, I'm with you. I mean, I can't if it's super hot. That's tough sledding. So I would say if you're in the basement, you crank it up. I don't think it's a problem. You handling it yourself. Same floor where they're going to be affected, you have to have that conversation. Different floor, change it. The other way, I think you have to tread lightly.
If I may,
Jason,
what did you do?
I sucked it up and sweated a little bit through the night. And ended up going and turning the thermostat down 1 degree on our own, doing a little sabotage, I suppose, if you want to call it that.
You're a saboteur.
Yeah. Espionage. Becca was so warm at one point, kind of like sometimes in the summertime, Jason, you have a lot of dogs. Like sometimes the dogs will go like lay by the vents where the air comes out to get cool.
Sure. Yeah.
She went and laid on the floor by the vent for a little while to try and cool off in the middle of the night. Tough night of sleep. Not sure we played it right, but not sure how we could have played it differently.
Again, I understand you're trying to avoid the names to protect the innocent or the guilty. Were these folks that you found to be unapproachable about how you were sweating your tuchus off?
Well, we had mentioned it at one point that it was warm, and the response was, "Is it?" It didn't seem like that was a conversation that wanted to be had. Like, yes, we're open to turning the temperature down. Seemed like temperature was what it was going to be. There was maybe minor room for negotiation. Otherwise, we were going to have to figure it out.
Okay. I feel like honesty is always the best policy, even if you're not going to be invited back. You don't want to sleep there if it's going to be that hot.
How about the approach of passive-aggressively mentioning the next day how warm it was in the house several different times to try and get the message across for next time?
Now, do you think this was just they like it hot and they don't want it cold, or is it a energy economic thing?
Could be a little bit of both. Could be a little bit of both. I mean, I've experienced people on both ends of this where there are some people who will turn their air off when they go to work and turn it on when they get home, which I don't think is economic, but some people do that. And then there's others who just like it at a warmer temperature than, like, we keep our house, we learned, like 6 degrees cooler in the summer than the house we were staying at, and that's a big difference when you're trying to go to bed at night and it's been a hot, humid day. Tough.
Now, I think the best thing, you should have probably just been in an hour before bed, just say, "Hey, man, it's hot. I don't know if we're going to be able to sleep great. Any way we could crank that puppy down a couple notches?" And if they say no, they just say, "Do you mind if we sleep in your basement?" And if they don't have a basement, say, "Can we sleep in your garage?" And if they don't have a garage, then you just say, "I'm going to head over to the hotel." Then everybody's happy.
I'm Team Tausch on this. I would have asked to sleep in the basement then.
Looking back on it,
basement's cool.
Maybe that would have been the move, but then we would have had to figure out, like, there wasn't a mattress down there. It was a single couch. Like, it was.
I'll say this:
It was an
I'd
ideally
rather
considered.
sleep on a couch with it cool than in a big, beautiful bed when it's 85 degrees. Like, give me 60 degrees in a crappy old couch or compared to 80 degrees in a beautiful, soft, pillowy bed.
But what do you do
Give me the cold.
when there's two of you sharing the bed, your significant other and you, and there's only a single couch that only one of you will fit on without,
I'm sure Becca would have been happy to sleep on the floor.
Well, she did already anyway.
So, wait, who can you... we got to go. Okay, we're almost out of show.
Mm-hmm.
But who... Was this a relative, a friend? I don't understand why you couldn't just speak to the, like, why?
Well, we were
why
house
just
guests.
Be miserable?
Whether it's a tier 1 friend, a family member, anybody.
It matters. It matters.
You want to be
polite. The tier of your friendship or family matters. Come on.
You want to be polite house guests when they're accommodating you staying over for the night when you're in town. And part of being a polite house guest is not upending how they do their business. So if they keep their house warm and you keep your house generally cool and you want to try and meet in the middle and they're not open
Jesse,
to
let
it.
me tell you a little something. You staying at their house upends their business. So you might as well upend their business and have a good report from the business upending. Yeah, come on. Come on.
No further questions.
I just can't believe you would. I don't care who it is.
So
be honest.
who initiated it? You or Becca?
Becca does not like being warm. I'm not comfortable when warm, but I can tolerate it more than she can.
Oh. Okay.
No, but who brought it up to the house owners?
I did. Well,
really nobody.
I did. I broached it for the most part. Yes. I think we both mentioned it at different points.
You know what would be ideal there? If you're playing, because it sounds like you'd be playing board games at this people's houses. If you could say, what's a big pet peeve? And then you just say, sleeping in really hot temperatures. That would be the best way to passive-aggressively handle this game.
No, just be, all right. Yeah, you should have just been honest. I'm sure they would have turned it down just for you. It's one night. You could say,
just get a hotel room. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals, and they'll help you with your house guest goals.
No,
they'll help you with all your goals. Well, they will. They'll help you more than what Jesse got done here. I joined UW Credit Union. I wanted to keep my banking local. I love their member first service, and I love great perks. And unlike last week where Bucky almost gave me a concussion, I do love Bucky. I can't say no to that pretty face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Who was hotter, Bucky in that costume or Jesse sleeping in that house? We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC?
Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey Milwaukee baseball fans, it's Saz. Hoping you'll make Saz's State House your MVP pregame spot. Skip the parking hassle, grab a rack of our award-winning ribs, one of our festival famous apps, or a sizzling smash burger. Then hop on our free shuttle to the ballpark. It's the ultimate game day upgrade. Rally with your crew and ride with us. It's Milwaukee's favorite way to play ball. Saz's State House on 5050 State, a Milwaukee tradition since 1976. Free shuttle service for all home games. The finest.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Hey teachers, we know you work hard to inspire future generations, so IKEA wants to say thank you and share some inspiration with you. From August 1st through the 17th, your local IKEA stores are offering all teachers and educators an exclusive 15% off your entire purchase during IKEA's Teacher Appreciation Days. Whether you're revamping your classroom, organizing your office, or rewarding yourself with a cozy new space to unwind at home, IKEA has got your back. So, stop by your local Oak Creek IKEA, fill up that cart, and then show your staff ID at the register to enjoy our special thanks and 15% off.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We're out of time. Thanks to Jeff Levering. Thanks to Bart for the greatest debut in Wilde and Tausch trivia history. And thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
You're part of the team sitting in the stands.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to prepare